All right, let's dive right into this explainer and uncover why water behaves in such bizarre and fascinating ways. I mean, we interact with it every single day, right? But its physical properties are absolutely mind-blowing when you really stop to analyze them. From the extreme zero-gravity environments of outer space, all the way down to a spilled drop on your own kitchen table, water is governed by some incredibly powerful, completely invisible rules. To really get a sense of this, picture an astronaut floating in low gravity up on the space station. You know the look, their hair is spread out, totally weightless. But right in front of them is something truly incredible. It's a perfect, suspended sphere of water. And if you look closely at that floating blob, you can actually see a flawless, upside-down reflection of the astronaut's face, just trapped right inside the liquid. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates a massive mystery. Without gravity pulling it down and flattening it out against a surface, why doesn't that liquid just simply scatter into a million tiny pieces? What invisible mechanism is actually holding that sphere together in the middle of a spacecraft? So, here's our agenda for today. We'll start with floating water in space, move on to the invisible forces explained, try out a droplet race experiment, and wrap up with why these forces actually matter. Let's kick things off with Section 1, floating water in space and the observable phenomena. It is kind of wild how consistent water is. Whether we're looking at a perfect floating sphere in orbit, an upside-down reflection acting like a liquid lens, or honestly, even just a tiny dome of water sitting on a piece of wax paper right here on Earth, all these visuals are driven by the exact same physical characteristics. The rules of physics definitely do not change just because the gravity does.
Moving right along to Section 2, the invisible forces explained, where we'll define the science.
So the absolutely crucial point here is cohesion. That's the force holding molecules of a single material together. You can really just think of this as water molecules enthusiastically holding hands with each other. They literally love to stick together. And this single property, it's the baseline for why water clumps up instead of just spreading out infinitely everywhere. But on the flip side, we have adhesion. This is the attractive force between two completely different substances that are in contact with each other. Basically, this happens when water molecules decide to let go of each other just enough to grab onto their surroundings, or really whatever new material they happen to bump into. What's super interesting here is seeing these two forces go head-to-head. Cohesion is water sticking to itself, while adhesion is water sticking to other things. They are constantly in this invisible tug-of-war. So how water behaves on any given surface depends entirely on which of these two forces is currently winning the battle. And because of this intense molecular attraction, specifically those cohesive forces we just talked about, we get surface tension. You can think of surface tension as a tight, invisible skin across the outside of the liquid that's always trying to minimize the total surface area. Out in space, where there's no gravity to pull the water flat, this tension actually pulls the water inward equally from all sides. That's exactly what creates those perfect tight spheres we saw earlier. But hey, these forces don't just create spheres. When water goes into a container, like a glass measuring cylinder, adhesion causes the water to literally crawl up the sides of the glass. The water just wants to stick to the container so badly. This creates a unique downward curve in the middle of the liquid, which scientists call a meniscus. And here's a fun fact for you. The bottom of that meniscus, that is exactly where you're supposed to look to accurately measure a liquid's volume.
All right, Section 3, the droplet race experiment. Let's do a hands-on investigation.
So, if you place two water droplets on some wax paper, say one large and one small, they'll immediately form these really distinct little domes. Because the adhesion between the water and the wax is incredibly low, cohesion completely wins the tug-of-war. The water holds onto itself so tightly, forming these little rounded mounds that sit perfectly on top, even revealing the subtle texture of the wax paper right beneath them. If you want to explore how these attractive forces vary depending on the surface medium, you can totally set this up yourself. You'll just need a few basic materials for your lab setup. Get equal 15-centimeter squares of aluminum foil, plastic wrap, and wax paper. Then, just grab some water and a simple pipette or a dropper. By following these simple steps, you can literally watch cohesion and adhesion duke it out in real time. First, plan out where you'll place your drops on the foil, plastic, and wax paper. Then, really observe the shape the water takes, like does it flatten out or dome up? Next, tilt the surface and watch how the water moves. Finally, check out how well the water actually sticks to the material. You're going to see right away that the water interacts totally differently with each material based on that shifting balance between cohesion and adhesion. And that brings us to our final section, Section 4, why these forces matter, connecting the micro to the macro. Grasping how these liquid molecules interact isn't just fun trivia. It literally allows us to decode our physical world. It explains why water forms unique shapes like perfect spheres and curved menisci. It proves that attractive forces vary dramatically just depending on what surface medium the water touches. But most importantly, it beautifully connects that invisible molecular attraction happening down at a microscopic level directly to the awe-inspiring visual phenomena we see every single day. I mean, we're talking about everything from a simple droplet racing across plastic wrap, all the way to the insane physics of an astronaut's floating water sphere. So the next time you see a drop of rain stick to your window or bead up on the hood of your car, I want you to really ask yourself, how might these tiny, completely invisible molecular forces be holding your entire physical world together right now? Seriously, what other invisible forces are constantly shaping the reality around us every single day? Keep observing and keep questioning.